The Leap is about giving you the ability to explore your potential so you can keep up with the fast-paced world we live in. Leap into the future with Flo's broadband packages. Turbo 10, $75. Turbo 20. Turbo 30. And introducing Turbo 100. Leap. Let's evolve as people.
This is CC6 Newsnight Week in Review for April 28th to May 1st, 2014. It was the week in which members of unions participated in an activity to remember the struggle of workers' rights. Health officials warned to be vigilant against the mosquito-borne chikungunya virus, and the Spice Mass Corporation announced that Carnival 2014 would not be at the National Cricket Stadium. In sports, Spice Boys leave the island to defend a regional football title.
Don't wait last minute. Let's get ready to pump it up. Swap Bank Annual Pump It Up Family Fun Walk, Sunday, May 4th from 4 p.m. Starts at the Munrouge Playing Field to the National Stadium. This is an event for the entire family. Come on, come on. This year's beneficiary is the Pink Ribbon Society. Register today at one of our retail banking units while stocks last. Grenada Cooperative Bank.
Welcome home. Look, it's a bird. It's a plane. It's the biggest kite I've ever seen.
It's that time of year again. Come fly with us as Flo presents the 2nd annual Kite Flying Competition. Bring the entire family and watch as the sky comes alive on Easter Sunday, April 20th at the Pearls Airstrip. Register now for any of our 7 categories at any Flo outlet before April 16th to secure your spot. Up to $1,500 in cash and prizes to be won. Plus, lots of fun for the entire family with bouncing castles, face painting, and guess who's coming to visit? Guess who's coming?
Who?
Dora, the Explorer.
Whoa, Mommy, Daddy, can we go, please?
Don't miss out on all the fun. Register today. Visit discoverflow.co for more details.
Dora, the Explorer.
Flow.
Large windows, large doors, small windows, small doors. At St. Lou Metal, the size doesn't matter. You order the size you want and we make it to your specifications. If you need our new heavy-duty casement windows or half-inch impact or laminated glass or any other doors and windows, no problem. What size? Any size. You get it at St. Lou Metal. And coming soon, PVC windows and hurricane shutters. St. Lou Metal, 19 Frequente Industrial Park, powered by Grenadian Innovation.
Thanks for joining us. I am Samantha Williams-Worm. Union leaders were forceful in their speeches on issues of investment and home growth structure and adjustment program as May Day celebrations were held in Grenada. International Workers' Day, or May Day as it is often called, arose out of the struggle by workers back in 1886 for an 8-hour working day instead of 12, 14 and 16 hours a day.
The need for workers to unite and stand strong with their labor unions in light of the present financial crisis was clearly articulated by leaders during the 2014 Labor Day celebrations. The more than 6-hour activity, which featured a parade, speeches and merriment, was held under the theme Championing the Survival of Workers in a Period of Economic Crisis and a Structural Adjustment Program. President of the Commercial Industrial Workers Union is George Mason.
I just received some news that investors destined for Grenada disappeared with flight MH370. Admittedly, we have allowed our politicians to massage, to caress, and to fan our personal egos. Thus, our vision while leading us into the path of unrighteousness for their own benefits.
In his speech, President of the Bank and General Workers Union, Justin Campbell, made no bones about the treatment meted out to workers and labor unions in their struggle to protect workers' rights.
We as trade unions have to direct our attention to the economic problems that we are encountering today. Brothers and sisters, most of the countries in the region today are finding themselves in the debt trap of the IMF. Brothers and sisters, if you look at the placards this morning, you will see that one mark IMF is Mitchell's fault, not our fault, is Mitchell's fault. Who forces us in implementing stringent actions on the respective economies, including our beloved country, Grenada.
A close monitoring of the Homegrown Structural Adjustment Program was promised by Public Workers Union President Adrian Francis.
We need a marriage among all partners to ensure that a shared sacrifice is made by all for the survival of workers and not for privileged few. Brothers and sisters, we stand committed to ensure that after 3 years of this shared sacrifice, the goal of the Homegrown Structural Adjustment Program would have achieved its objectives. We will continue to monitor the program during the course of the period and will hold government accountable for their actions.
President of the Grenada Union of Teachers, Lydon Lewis, says the teachers of the nation will continue to make a difference in the education system and lives of children. He also used the occasion to state that the union will not be sidetracked.
Let me make it emphatically clear to the doubters out there that this trade union leader has not been bought. This trade union leader is not for sale. And do not be sidetracked by those who spread rumors to break ranks. The GUT is not for sale, and we will never, ever relinquish the cause of struggle in this country.
Janelle Ruben, CC6 Newsnight.
The chikungunya virus continues to spread throughout the region, and health officials in Grenada have issued a strong advisory to members of the public to take precautionary measures to ensure they are not infected by this potentially crippling virus.
The Ministry of Health is advising the public to take precautionary measures against the chikungunya virus, which is slowly making its way down the Caribbean islands. The virus has last been reported to be found in the island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and health officials warn that Grenada could be the next destination for the virus. Minister of Health, Dr. Clarice Modest Cohen, says public education and revisiting the legislation associated with public health is the best approach to dealing with this emerging threat.
First of all, we will be educating, but I think it is time now, and we've talked about it before, to review the legislation. Because if we do not have compliance, there has to be a mechanism by which we can enforce compliance. This is a national health issue, and therefore no one should be above the guidelines and the regulations that are set forward by the ministry to preserve our health and to prevent chikungunya. So this is something that we will be fast-tracking to. There is some legislation, but it may need a little bit of tweaking to make it more effective. But we are focusing on education, informing people. And I think that is the most appropriate way to go, but we have to also prepare ourselves for the eventuality that people don't take us on.
The Ministry of Health is partnering with key stakeholders such as the Solid Waste Management and NAWASA to sensitize the public on how to take preventative measures against the virus. Dr. Francis Martin, Senior Medical Officer, Ministry of Health, gave an overview of what the virus is capable of and says it should not be treated as dengue fever.
So the very serious part of this virus infection that I want persons to understand is that the pain associated with the chikungunya virus, the pain in your joints, are very severe. It is pain that in a lot of cases does not respond well to the average pain medicines that we have. And so patients might be expected to have pain even if they're taking pain medication. The clinical symptoms that we expect is things like swelling of the joints, the fingers, the elbows, the wrist, knees, and the ankles. And this pain can be very severe. Persons need to also be aware that the extent of the symptoms can go on for months. And we have documented cases where persons remain and continue to have pain in their joints for up to years. And most importantly, folks, you need to understand that the pain and the swelling can be very debilitating. It means that persons may not be able to use their fingers and their elbows and the joints as well as they used to. As a matter of fact, the name chikungunya comes from a language that means that which bends.
He also gave some advisory to the people on how they can prevent contracting the virus or getting bitten by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which is a carrier for the virus.
This virus is transmitted by the vector, as our minister said, the Aedes aegypti mosquito. And this is a mosquito that is endemic to us here in Grenada. It's a mosquito that is very easy to recognize. You can go at your backyard somewhere that is dark and you're going to see this black and white, or this black mosquito with the white stripes on it. That's the mosquito, the Aedes aegypti mosquito. It has a characteristic, very stinging and painful bite. When you get one of those, then you know we have this virus. We have the vector. This vector carries the virus. If any person become bitten by an infected mosquito, then the clinical symptoms that that person might be expected to get will be very high fever, together with extreme joint pains. People may also experience back pain and headache, but almost all of the persons will experience very high fever, and about 87 to 90% of the persons are going to experience joint pains. So those are the hallmark of the clinical presentation that persons want to be aware of. If anyone in your family develop very high fever with joint pains, headaches, and backache, you need to check your physicians because you may be one of the persons carrying this virus. The incubation period is about a week, about 5 days to 7 days, but it can go on for about 12 days.
Senior Environmental Officer with responsibility for vector control, Kenny James, advises the public to help control the population and breeding of mosquitoes. He says the fogging method, which the ministry uses, only kills adult mosquitoes and is a last resort.
As I said, fogging is a last resort because once there is mosquitoes around, we will have to fog to reduce the adult population. Currently, we have about 200 liters of malathion that we use as fogging, which can take us through for 3 months if we fog every day here in Grenada. And we have ordered 600 liters, and which would be here within, let's say, within a 3-month period. Within that 3-month period, we would have about 600 liters. So we have enough malathion in stock to deal with any eventuality that do occur.
The public is reminded to take all precautions necessary to protect themselves and their family from contracting the disease. The theme Small Bite, Big Threat has been adopted by the local health officials as part of the chikungunya prevention campaign. Amanda Sampson, CC6 Newsnight.
In January, Chairman of the Spice Mass Corporation, Alistair Bain, told CC6 Newsnight that Spice Mass would be launched on Saturday, May 17th, 2 weeks earlier than in 2013, following a media launch in April. However, the media launch scheduled for April 22nd was rescheduled for April 29th and then again to May 6th. General Manager of the SMC, Amanda Smith, spoke with CC6 Newsnight on Monday about the reasons for the rescheduling of the media launch.
The National Stadium may not be our venue for Carnival this year. So what we had to do was to basically have a look at areas, maybe Tantine, to see whether it's suitable for us to have Carnival. Because there's cricket here. There's a lot of cricket that's going to be staged right here at the National Stadium. So we've had to look at a new home for Carnival this year.
The SMC General Manager says despite the challenges, the SMC is still working towards the early launch of Spice Mass.
This year, our launch, you will hear about the date on the 6th of May. It won't be far off from this media launch. So we'll be doing the official launch, I call it the opening of Carnival. And on the 6th of May, we'll state the date. And as soon as that we launch, do the official launch, official opening, all the events kick off from then. So like Carnival City, parish events, etc. So there won't be no dead, stagnant time. It will be continuous mass until Carnival.
Meanwhile, with international cricket scheduled to return to the National Stadium in mid-August, CC6 Newsnight has been reliably informed that the major Carnival events would be held at the Roy St. John playing field in Tantine. Ms. Smith says a team has been assigned to look at the cost of preparing a venue for the festival.
But we have done site visits. We've done these a few weeks ago, and we've come up with costings and everything on how much it would be if we were to, you know, move everything. So yeah, we have a good team who's done that. But on Tuesday the 6th of May, we'll have all the details and all the information for you, and then we'll also state when the official opening of Carnival is.
When we return, gala event for the official opening of Sandals La Sauce.
You want your loved ones around to celebrate, especially those living far. And with Digicel Top-Up, Dad can help you bring life to the party and be part of the celebration. Ask him to send you Digicel Minutes. Receive free instant additional credit. And stay connected here and there. Ask your family abroad to send Digicel Minutes today.
What is deforestation?
Deforestation is the cutting down of trees in a forest.
Correct. In what direction do destructive plate margins move? SAS.
Together.
Correct, they move towards each other. And now for our bonus question. Computation. What is the gradient of a line which is perpendicular to the line y equals half x minus 8? Anika High?
-2.
Correct.
Breeze removes stains in the first wash. The other detergents, not always. You have to wash it all again and use twice the amount. So, which one costs more? Do the math. Choose Breeze. Unbeatable stain removal.
Welcome back. Although operating for the past 4 months, the official opening of Sandals La Sauce Grenada was held on Monday night, and during the grand affair, officials heaped praises on the chairman of the hotel chain for bringing the 6-star resort to the Spice Isle.
Growth in the Canadian and European markets are among the spin-offs received from the establishment of internationally renowned hotel chain Sandals in Grenada. This was underscored by Minister of Tourism Honorable Alexandria Otway-Noel while addressing the grand opening of Sandals La Sauce Grenada on Monday evening. The more than 4-hour event was punctuated with speeches and entertainment from some of the world's best artists. Minister Noel says the opening of Sandals La Sauce Grenada has unlocked many doors for the tourism sector.
In the first quarter of 2014, we have already seen 6.1% growth in the Canadian market and a 6.4% growth in our major European markets. And we're looking for growth out of the US market this month. The beautiful all-inclusive Sandals Resort has been one of the key drivers in this growth. As Minister of Tourism, Civil Aviation and Culture, it is indeed heartwarming to associate with organizations and individuals that have assisted in different ways to inspire the kind of growth that has been being enjoyed in Grenada's tourism industry today.
Two of the people who were instrumental in getting Sandals CEO Gordon Butch Stewart to establish a hotel in Grenada, former airport chairman Michael McIntyre and hotelier Sir Royston Hopkin, expressed their delight in seeing an idea become a reality.
It has been an amazing journey working with Butch, but the journey is not over because I'm going to switch off now, and that is, I want to say, the next one is we have to have beaches in Grenada.
Grenada is a winner. For the last few days, all of these people, although they have been invited by you, have been all over Grenada. They have been visiting hotels, seeing the island, taking pictures of the island. So what you have done to us is that you have set the benchmark, and it's now up to us, the hotel industry, the hoteliers in Grenada, to get our acts together to harness what is sitting over here.
The highlight of the grand opening of Sandals The Source Grenada was the presenting of a 6-star Diamond Award by the chairman of American Academy of Hospitality Sciences. The American Academy of Hospitality Sciences is renowned worldwide for awarding excellence in the global travel and luxury services sector. Presenting the award was chairman of the Academy, Joseph Chinwe.
We have the greatest properties with us. I could mention the Beverly Hills Hotel, the Peninsula Hong Kong, the Mandarin Oriental Tokyo, the Dorchester London, and I could go on. But Butch is joined all the best, and he comes out and he just gets better and better every year.
Chairman of Sandals Resorts, Gordon Butch Stewart, praised the work done by the local contractors in reconstructing the Source into a Sandals brand.
The cooperation, the professionalism of the contractors, the workers, the people of Grenada, simply put, is a miracle. An absolute miracle took place in this building, in this hotel, coming together in 10.5 months. It's impossible. On this site with some 1,500, 1,600 people at some stage. The coordinations, the lack of fuss with the contractors, I have not seen better anywhere.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, along with present and former government officials, were in attendance at the opening. Prime Minister Mitchell says partnership is crucial in expanding the tourism sector.
Partnership, therefore, is crucial for the expansion of the tourism industry. The partnership of our hoteliers, the new and existing partnership with our farmers and vendors, our ministries of agriculture, tourism, and national security.
Topping off the evening was a series of cultural performances. Here is some highlight. Janelle Ruben, CC6 Newsnight.
This week's edition of Voices of Climate Change takes a look at the effects of heavy rains and landslides on forest and forest reserves in the region, and officials are finding solutions to ensure this aspect of nature is resilient to climate change.
We have what we call land degradation, and that is all about climate change. The importance of restoring these landslides to us is so vital, because we need to ensure that we build resilience in the forest reserve. We cannot control the hurricanes. We cannot tell you when a hurricane is going to affect us, but we need to build that resilience, that forest resilience, so that the forest can withstand these, unforeseen events. An assessment of the landslides revealed that there was approximately 1,050 landslides that occurred only in the forest reserve. I mean the forest reserve only. We had over 500 hectares of damage in the forest reserve in terms of landslides. What the department did in an effort to ensure that the integrity of the forest reserve is maintained is to begin what we call our forest restoration project, which basically meant going into those landslides and to be able to put in the various bioengineering techniques, tree planting and reforestation measures that would ensure that there is a quick vegetative cover of those slides. Because Once those landslides remains exposed, after every heavy rain, you're going to have siltation levels, and you see that after any heavy rain following Thomas, that you see the color of the water, the siltation levels in the rivers, and even as far as the ocean. So in an effort for us to deal with that situation, we have to control the rate of soil erosion on these landslides. And the only means of doing that is to ensure that we get a quick ground cover.
Coming up in Sports on 6, date set for shoot-off of new Southside Netball Tournament.
The Leap is about giving you the ability to explore your potential so you can keep up with the fast-paced world we live in. Leap into the future with Flo's broadband packages. Turbo 10, $75. Turbo 20. Turbo 30. And introducing Turbo 100. Leap. Let's evolve as people.
Live in Grenada. Aye, we have the spice, we have the flavor. I'm sorry that you're sorry, but sorry's not so good enough for me, baby. I'm sorry that you're sorry, but sorry can't dry my tears, lady. And each time we try, you come with your same story. Now you're sorry, but I'm sorry cause I can't accept a apology.
Live on Community Channel 6 every Saturday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's Sound System Saturday.
Welcome back. The Spice Boys left the island on Monday morning to defend a regional football title that they've held for some time. Meanwhile, a new national record was established at the annual Character Swimming Championships, where Grenada also won 2 medals.
The national senior football team left the island on Monday for Dominica to defend their title in the 2014 Windward Islands Football Association tournament. The 18-member squad was named last week and consists of a list of players expected to bring major success for Grenada. Sports on 6 caught up with the team at the Mars Bishop International Airport on Monday. Coach of the team, Clark John, is optimistic about their ability to retain the championship title.
We would have made 6 adjustments that we think is necessary because of the toughness of retaining the championship. The 6 adjustment we hope that will do us, a bit justice in terms of retaining it, because it's players that we are very hard-working players that, for instance, you have Clive Murray, who was not on the team last year and who would have been in Thailand and would have been in a successful season last year with Thailand. And we will have him this year amongst 5 other players, new players that is coming to the squad. We also have Kitson, who is present now in Guyana, who will be joining us in Dominica. He just have a bumper season 2 for his club and would have scored a lot of goals there. So we're hoping that last year he was sort of a bit kind of on the down low because he wasn't playing much football. But this year we have him at his best. So we think these are some of the stuff that we think necessary will make us win the tournament for the second time.
A training squad of about 35 players began a few weeks ago, and that number was reduced to 18, which includes a number of players with professional experience.
We are looking for people who was hungry for it, and we had some youth players because we know youthfulness will bring energy, but what was lacking with the youthful players is the mental experience and the mental toughness, which was more, I would have find it more into the experienced players that would have joined the team like Dorset and Shannon, who was not on the team yet last year, but would have strengthened our defense this year because of the experience and the toughness mentally. So we thought their admission to the team as newcomers would have bring in something to the defensive part of the team.
The defending champs play their first match of the tournament on Wednesday against St. Vincent before playing St. Lucia on Friday and then host Dominica on Sunday. 2 games will be played on each day. The first kicks off at 5 p.m. and the second at 7 p.m. Moving to swimming, Team Grenada will return home from the 2014 Carifta Swimming Championships with 2 medals and a new national record in one event. In the 15 to 17 50-meter breaststroke, Orioloa Cherubin won a silver medal in a personal best time of 35 seconds flat and also set a new national record in the event. Meanwhile, Kerry Oliver took home the silver in the 50-meter freestyle with a personal best time of 25.15 seconds. The four-member team, which also includes Corey Oliver and Delron Felix, is expected to return home on Monday night. Overall, the Bahamas emerged the winners of the Curve to Swimming Championships with a total of 55 medals, with host Aruba second and Guadeloupe third.
Football governing body FIFA is expected to host two major seminars in Grenada in May, specifically targeting administrators and goalkeepers of local football clubs. Technical administrator at the Grenada Football Association, Lester Smith, says the FIFA Club Management Workshop will be held from May 10th to 14th.
That's the first of its kind for Grenada, where we invite the presidents and secretaries of the 39 clubs to attend the FIFA management workshop. On the heels of that will come the goalkeeping course. There's a goalkeeping course for goalkeepers from the various clubs, and again that's a FIFA sponsored course. So a very active year. We're targeting close to between 30 to 35 participants for each course, and as I said, it will be the priority will be to develop persons within the clubs first, and then we can look elsewhere if there's available spots for persons outside of the clubs.
A number of FIFA-facilitated courses will be held in Grenada this year, covering a variety of aspects of the sport.
What FIFA has done is that every year they would give us a number of courses that they have available for member associations, and they have something like 8 courses that we can access each year. And so we've applied for 7 courses this year. We've already had the FIFA refereeing, we've going to the goalkeeping, this is the club management. We have a football coaching in July, we expect something in beach soccer this year. And of course women's football, it's huge and big on the agenda this year also.
The courses will be held at the National Stadium and will be facilitated by FIFA instructors. And finally, former parliamentary representative for the South St. George, Glennis Roberts, is leading the charge to once again revive the Southside Netball Tournament.
The competition has been dormant for almost 2 decades, but in an effort to also bring back the popularity of the sport, Mrs. Roberts, along with a few other people, will shoot off the tournament on May 17th. One of the interesting aspects of the competition is that it will be played on grass.
We're just trying to bring a different feature, and I want to start off by saying people should not be afraid of playing on the grass. At least I believe it's a better surface for our bones rather than the asphalt or the concrete. But it's just a new feature, not a new feature, it's an added feature to netball, and as we develop we must also remember that we have roots. So it's not only to be played in Woburn, we have 2 teams coming from Marion, so we will also have matches there, and also for the teams who would prefer to play on concrete, we can also play games on grandstands on the hard court and in the limes on the basketball court.
Mrs. Roberts is also encouraging men to be a part of the netball tournament, as they have also shown an interest in the sport. When the competition shoots off at 4 p.m. on May 17th, with support from the Netball Association, the highlight would be the opening game, known as Touch and Go.
What we're trying to do is to bring fun into the tournament. So for that day only, we'll have 10-minute matches, meaning 5-minute halves. And what we'll do, all teams participating will play, and we have a prize of a basket of pastries, goodies from Compliments Ideal Bakery. But with that, on your team, Blossom for example, if you're playing center and making a mess of the center court, someone will indicate to the umpire, I'm going to touch Blossom, so Blossom comes off and somebody else replaces her. So it's a fun touch and go. So just look out for the touch once you're starting to play.
A number of teams have shown an interest in competing, and registration forms are also being made available. Organizers are looking for at least 8 teams to compete for the top prizes, which are being sponsored by a number of corporate partners.
That's all we have for you in Sports on 6. A recap of the headlines is next. Recapping the headlines, it was the week in which members of unions participated in an annual activity to remember the struggle of workers' rights. Health officials warned to be vigilant against the mosquito-borne chikungunya virus, and the Spicemen's Corporation announced that Carnival 2014 will not be held at the National Cricket Stadium. In sports, Spice Boys leave the island to defend a regional football title. That brings us to the end of CC6 Newsnight Week in Review for April 28th to May 1st, 2014. Top stories from CC6 Newsnight can also be seen on our Facebook page, Flow Community Channel 6. On behalf of the news team, I'm Samantha Williams-Worm. Thank you for joining us.